Coming up, 4 U.S. troops killed as the war of Iran intensifies. The response in Iowa City and what's next as President Donald Trump says the operation is, quote, ahead of schedule.
And the fate of a historic University of Iowa home is up in the air. Why one building on campus could be torn down and when it might happen.
Plus, showers and storms throughout the week. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
The latest headlines and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning, live from Iowa City is Monday, March 2nd. I'm Linda Locko.
And I'm Kate Vernon.
And the third member of our team, Annika Perez, is live outside the Stanley Museum of Art with today's weather forecast.
Annika, it snowed yesterday. Where are we at with the forecast this week, and will it ever be consistent?
Linda and Kate, this week, spring weather is finally starting to come back, and I'm super excited. I know I've been counting down the days until it finally starts warming up again, but unfortunately this week it's looking like it is accompanied with some clouds and rain. I'm currently at the Stanley Art Museum where it is 27 degrees out. Taking a look at the rest of today's forecast, we can see a very welcome high in the high 40s with a low in the mid 30s. Looking at tomorrow, we are also looking at a high in the 40s and a low in the 30s. I know I am super excited for the weather to warm up, but for now, Linda and Kate, back to you.
Thanks, Annika. We're bringing you developing news this morning. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and Joint Chief Staff Chairman Dan Kane held a press conference on the U.S. strikes of Iran. President Trump says the military operation is ongoing and warns it may lead to more deaths.
4 U.S. service members have already died, and Iran continues retaliation attacks across the region. DITV's Ryan Lynch joins us live in the studio with the latest updates. Ryan?
Linda and Kate, over the weekend, the U.S. and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury, and things are escalating quickly. This operation hit hundreds of Iranian targets and eliminated major parts of Iran's military command. Iranian missile strikes followed, targeting U.S. bases in Israeli cities. President Trump is calling on members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard to surrender.
I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death.
The White House says operations will continue until all objectives are met. U.S. lawmakers are set to address the situation today. And here in Iowa, Republican Congresswoman Marionette Miller Meeks responded to the conflict, saying her top priority is American troops and Iowans, adding she supports service members and is calling for a full briefing on what comes next. In the meantime, Iowa City is speaking out about the growing conflict in Iran. Protesters gathered Sunday on the Pentecrest, voicing frustration with the Trump administration's actions. The protest was organized by the Revolutionary Communists of America, along with several local groups. Community members came together to share concerns about American involvement overseas. Chants echoed across campus as speakers shared personal stories and encouraged others to get involved. And organizers say the goal was not only to raise awareness, but to motivate people who may feel disconnected or discouraged by the conflict.
What our goal here is to connect with the layer who is active right now, the layer who is willing to come out, knowing that that's not everybody, but getting a solid message and a game plan for that.
And organizers say they plan to continue gathering at the Pentecrest every Friday afternoon. Live in studio, Ryan Lynch, DITV News.
A local nonprofit is partnering with immigration activist group to prepare for Community for Immigration Encounters. Escucha Mi Voice and Houses into Homes hosted a training at the Coralville Public Library. They simulated ICE encounters and held Q&A sessions focusing on safety and rights awareness. Executive Director Ian Colley says that the group wants to help the community prepare for unexpected both organization and urging political action on national and local level.
The Iowa Board of Regents is assessing 2 complaints regarding videos of University of Iowa staff members promoting diversity, equality, and inclusion programs. One complaint has been dismissed, but Regents President Robert Kramer says the university should take disciplinary action on the other. The complaints came after videos surfaced last year showing staff discussing DEI programs, which the legislature banned at state universities. 2 employees were placed on administrative leave while the initial review was completed. The law firm that handled that investigation is now conducting a broader audit across all 3 state universities to ensure compliance with state law.
The future of a piece of Iowa City history is up for debate.
The University of Iowa is asking the Iowa Board of Regents for permission to tear down the 140-year-old Canon Gay House to avoid costly repairs.
DITV's Gabby Risch joins us live outside the Canon Gay House with a rundown on why it's being torn down. Gabby?
Linda and Kate, right behind me is the Canon Gay House. It's one of 2 vacant buildings here on campus that might not be standing for much longer. The building is an older historic home built in 1884 with structural problems. The university worked with the city to remove the area of the building, allowing demolitions and preserving another historic home called the Sanzai Gilmore House in return. Removing the building would eliminate about $1.25 million in deferred maintenance costs. Demolition is estimated to cost around $550,000. And if approved, the demolitions would happen between spring and fall of this year. Live from the Canon Gay House, Gabby Risch, DITV News.
Many say the quickest way to someone's heart is through their stomach. On Friday, West High School's Muslim Student Association hosted a district-wide Ramadan dinner, or iftar, in the school's cafeteria. Ramadan is the holiest month in the Islamic calendar, where Muslims fast from sun up to sundown for about 30 days. DITV's Kabedi Mutumba shows us how students of all backgrounds celebrated Ramadan and their welcoming community.
It was a night of faith, food, and friendship. Students in West High's Muslim Student Association say they were thrilled by the turnout at their 3rd annual Ramadan dinner.
I mean, it's amazing. There's not a better feeling in the world. Getting people from all sorts of backgrounds, there's no better feeling to see so much people here and such a great turnout.
Muslim students and their guests were able to dig into a buffet-style meal and share what they say is a special tradition with their friends.
Also be able to share it with non-Muslims as well, especially in a sense of like this iftar and being able to share a part of our religion with them. It's just really great.
And support for Muslim students in the Iowa City Community School District doesn't end with this meal. Students here at West High tell me that they received accommodations for their daily prayers, and all students in the district have had the day off for Eid, the last day of Ramadan, since 2022. West High senior Myra Crawford, who was invited to the dinner by her friend Asil, said she feels lucky to be in the community that supports everybody.
I think West High is very, very special. I feel super lucky that we live in a community that's able to host these kind of events. It's something I feel like you can't really find anywhere else in Iowa.
Crawford also said she had plenty of food to add to her wish list. It looks like students and families left the cafeteria with their bellies full and their hearts warm. At West High School in Iowa City, Kabedi Mutumba, DITV.
Johnson County legislators are addressing Coralville water quality. Democrats say Senate Minority Leader Janice Weiner and State Representatives Dave Jacoby, Eleanor Levin, and Amy Nelson talked about water usage, data centers, and utility rates in Coralville. Saturday, during the public forum hosted by the League of Women Voters, legislators answered questions including wind and solar farms. They also addressed the lack of bills enhancing water cleaning and renewable energy citing. Lawmakers say they will take those concerns to the State House as the session continues.
And Wilson's Orchard in Iowa City is awakening an ancient English winter folk tradition called Wassail. The celebration is designed to ensure successful harvest by awakening trees and warding off evil spirits. I was given the opportunity to speak with guests and the owner of Wilson's Orchard about what makes this such a unique event. The timeless tradition of Wassail at Wilson's Orchard featured a number of exciting things for guests to enjoy. The live music, special drinks, and traditional food established a cozy environment for attendees to experience.
Just the food was unique in its own right, and just a bonfire, and just being with the community, and just enjoying dressing up, and just having fun listening to good music.
Guests were encouraged to dress for the occasion in their favorite medieval, old world, or orchard-inspired attire.
I wanted to see what the food was like and the music, and we kind of Googled what to dress like, so that's why we're looking like this.
The event allows attendees to travel back to a simpler time and help an ancient tradition live on into the present.
Even though we're modern now and all that, we got plenty to worry about. We got plenty of stuff we can throw in the fire and stuff and get rid of. It's been building every year that we've done this.
As the 8th annual sale wraps up, it is apparent that this event creates a sense of comfort and community.
This is the first time that I've been here, and so I'm just really enjoying this.
Wilson's Orchard hopes to have yet another fruitful harvest this year, starting with their raspberries this March. And participants say the atmosphere of the celebration gave them a sense of comfort and community.
A building on campus finding ways after dark to welcome students. The UI's Campus Recreation Center hosted a Rec After Dark event. DITV's Kenna Murders takes us inside the building after dark.
The Campus Recreation and Wellness Center lit up the night this past Friday when they held their annual Rec After Dark event.
Being able to offer an event that students want to go to is really cool.
Undergraduate and graduate students were invited to join the glow-in-the-dark activities starting at 9 p.m. all the way to midnight. The goal of the event is to help students find another late-night alternative as a replacement for alcohol use.
We partnered with Housing and Dining, Campus Safety, and a couple other units to offer just a unique, different way to experience the recreation offerings.
The activities included glow-in-the-dark pickleball, rock climbing, laser tag, silent disco, glow fitness, and even free food. The event was helped put together thanks to senior Angelina Mazza, an intern for the Recreational Service who expressed her excitement of seeing it all come together.
I think everyone's loving pickleball too. Silent disco, I've only seen a line coming from that table, so yeah, my volunteers say it's busy there. So.
Valentine emphasized that she is proud to be able to offer this opportunity to students.
Being able to offer an event that students want to go to is really cool. A lot of times they're forced to go to events because of academic credit or whatever it might be, but this is for fun, and they show up, and it's cool to be a part of that.
This program has been operating by interns for the past 3 years, having opportunities for students to explore activities on campus. From the University of Iowa, Kenna Murders, DITV.
And cookie lovers in Iowa City got a sweet treat this weekend. They explored local businesses downtown and enjoyed cookies as part of the annual cookie crawl. Participants checked in throughout the afternoon on Saturday to receive a complimentary tin to store their cookies in as they ventured downtown. More than 15 businesses partnered with this event, each one serving a unique specialty cookie. While the event satisfied sweet cravings,
crawls worked so well that we would have something that's a little bit more food-based, and it has been a hit ever since. This is our 3rd year doing it.
While the event satisfied sweet cravings, it also encouraged residents to explore more local businesses, and each store providing exclusive discounts only for participants. The event sold a total of 315 tickets and brought dozens of families downtown for the fun. First, let's take a look back outside with Annika with the rest of this week's forecast. Annika?
Well, Linda and Kate, this week it looks like we are finally getting some warmer spring days, but that might get washed away with some rain this week. Taking a look at the week ahead, we can see that we start off in the mid-50s with lows in the high 30s and some showers. Thursday and Friday, we are looking at the upper 50s to mid-60s with lows in the 40s. This weekend will have a bit of an up and down, with Saturday most likely being the chilliest day with highs in the low 50s and lows in the high 30s. Sunday, our frowns will turn upside down though, because it is looking like the sunniest day of the week with a high in the mid-60s. And we all know how unpredictable Iowa weather can be, so make sure to bring those umbrellas and maybe even break out those shorts. Live from the Stanley Art Museum, Annika Perez, DITV.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Coming up after the break, we've got your full Hawkeye sports rundown during DITV Sports Monday segment, In the Zone.
DITV Sports will bring you all the Hawkeye highlights after the break. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Neruda. I worked at DITV all through college, and I was news director in the 2021-2022 area. I take a lot of the lessons that I learned from DITV into my job now. Things like asking a lot of questions, being open to new opportunities, and rolling with the punches when things go wrong, which they often did at DITV. But we had a lot of fun anyway. Right now, I work at KCRG TV9 in Cedar Rapids, where I produce our 9 and 10 o'clock newscasts. It's a lot of reading and writing. It's a lot of working with anchors and reporters. I am so very grateful to be doing exactly what I want to be doing and to have learned learned so much of that work at DITV. Happy 20th birthday.
Hello and welcome back to DITV Sports in the Zone. I'm Cole Krieger.
And I'm Ryan Paris, and we'll take a look at everything going on in Hawkeye sports over the weekend.
Yesterday was a big day in the conclusion of the women's basketball season, Ryan, and we have Colin Carruthers live in Madison, Wisconsin to break it down as the Hawks head to the Big Ten tournament.
Wisconsin's Senior Day felt more like a celebration of Iowa's final regular season contest with a crowd ratio and noise. Even with the support, Iowa got out to a slow start. Struggling to make threes and win rebounds, they did just enough to keep their heads above water and lead by 4 at halftime. The Badgers' own difficulties played a factor, keeping the Hawks afloat as well, and once we flipped to the second half, Iowa took full advantage. Iowa would boat race the home team to an 81-52 win. The remainder of the game was boosted by 5 Hawks reaching double digits.
You know, that's Iowa basketball to a T, I think. Just sharing the ball, celebrating each other, it's what we want to do, and we got to put that on display tonight. 2
of those double-digit players were Taylor Strumlow and Tegan Mulaney, playing in front of their hometown fans for the first time since high school.
I haven't felt that in a long time, so just being able to come back and just know that I have support here is really great.
Iowa now completes the regular season with a 24-5 record, the second most regular season wins in the Lisa Bluder-Jan Jensen era.
I've just been trying to protect the standard and take it even higher. I think that's the greatest pressure I feel is just to continue that.
Now it's time for the madness. Coach Jensen shared that she is optimistic about the team as they head to the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis, but they'll get some rest first before playing on Friday against either Michigan State, Illinois, or Wisconsin again. From the Kohl Center, Colin Carruthers, DITV Sports.
Well, an exciting win there, Ryan, by a big margin. There has to be some fun plays.
Absolutely. We picked top 3 plays from this game, the best 3. We'll start with Chit Chat Right. In the ISO ball, Chit Chat Right going to work. Here comes Ava Hyden with the screen, and Wright will pull from downtown and cash the 3.
And coming in at number 2, as a Wisconsinite myself, seeing Taylor Stremlow and pairing up with Tegan Mulaney, 2 Wisconsinites pairing up in front of their hometown fans. Nice reverse layup there from Tegan Mulaney, who would have a season-high 10 points in front of some of her hometown friends.
And the best play from that game, check out this pass. Chit Chat Right instantly to Stremlow, and then blink and you miss it. Ava Hyden, rather Layla Hayes with the layup. The ball movement from Iowa on display right there. Well, the men's basketball team traveled to State College in Pennsylvania over the weekend to take on the Nittany Lions, who have been bottom feeders in the Big Ten Conference overall this season.
That's right, Ryan. And the Hawkeyes were on the opposite end of an historic shooting performance by the Nittany Lions. The Nittany Lions shot 60% from 3 and 64% from the field. And then in the waning moments, tied at 69, Iowa's Isaiah Howard fouled Penn State's Freddie DeLon V, leading to 2 free throws, icing the game. Not all hope is lost for March Madness, since this only qualifies as a quad 2 loss for the Hawkeyes.
Now that we're in March, it means that the college basketball season is winding down. The men's season has 1 week to go, while the Big Ten tournament is set for the women's team. Morgan Burhans is standing by at the monitor wall with what you need to know.
Thanks, guys, and let's start off with the men's team. As they said, we're coming off of a tough loss to Penn State, where they sit at 8th in the conference. If they win out against the top 2 teams in the league, against Michigan and Nebraska, they could move up to the 7th spot. If they lose out, they could drop to 10th, which would force them to play in the second round instead of beginning their tournament run in the 3rd. But on the women's side, things are locked in place for the Big Ten tournament as the final regular season games wrapped up last night. As the 2 seed, Iowa will play the winner of Michigan State versus Wisconsin or Illinois on Friday. And if they win that, they'll be into the semifinals. The team to beat is UCLA, who Iowa will avoid until a hypothetical championship game. Women's Big Ten tournament play will begin on Wednesday in Indianapolis. Cole, Ryan, back to you.
Now, Cole, I think it's time we send things over to the Diamond. The Iowa baseball team went down south to Texas for the Frisco Classic over the weekend. On Friday, the Hawkeyes took on Alabama in Game 1 of the Classic. Iowa never led as the Crimson Tide washed away the Hawks 12-2.
The Hawks got back in the win column on Saturday with a 6-4 win over the Houston Cougars. Then in their final game in Frisco yesterday, Iowa faced their toughest test, taking on number 19 Oregon State. The game came down to the wire as the 19th ranked Hawkeyes fell in the waning moments.
Well, thank you for joining us on In the Zone today. As always, make sure to stay in the zone.
We're here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. See you next time on In the Zone.